Homeschooling does not mean that your child will be disconnected from the outer world. Homeschooling does not imply that your child will be bound into the four walls of your house. Homeschooling does not mean that your child will be less socialized and he will not enter into socialization, and that's why will not be able to compete with the society in the future. Yes, in homeschooling too, your child will go outside. He will play in the streets. He will have sports and games, physical exercises. Yes, your child will go to the park, but not with his or her school friends, but with his father, with his mother, with his siblings. Family time will be preferred in that. Parents will take their children with them in the morning walks. And let's be back to their studies matter, especially and particularly the choice of subject. As we are focusing more today and in this whole series of different aspects of homeschooling, and till now we have uploaded just the subjects and academic choices discussion, and we are actually focusing in this whole discussion on Cambridge curriculum so that your child actually will be better able to be adjustable in O levels, IGCSE, and A levels exams. So lower secondary, as Cambridge would call it, so it's from age 11 to age 14. These 3 years. In some countries, these are the typically the classes 7, 8, and 9. In some countries, it includes 6, 7, and 8 grade, or 6, 7, and 8 class. So progression test will be conducted. It means at the end of each year there will be a test that will promote your child to the next class, next level. Now you can distribute these subjects, but when you will see the curriculum books, actually when you will see the books, you will find that in the curriculum books, in the syllabus books that the Cambridge and other publishers have designed, actually in those books you will find that they have divided the curriculum into sections. Like you will find mathematics 7 for grade 7, mathematics 8, mathematics 9. So there might be 3 books at lower secondary level that have been composed and compiled. But it does not, in homeschooling you are not bound to go through them year by year, yearly based. You can, like you can cover first 3 subjects in first year in 6th class, next 3 when your child is 13 years old, next 4 subjects when he is going to enter his 14th year of life, like that. So you can take these subjects side by side too, like part 1 of mathematics, part 1 of global perspectives. And you can also skip sub subjects. There are 10 plus. There are other subjects as well that Cambridge has included in lower secondary. You can omit subject. You can choose some other subjects that Cambridge offers, and even you can add those subjects that Cambridge does not offer, because there will be no external assessment by Cambridge at this stage unless your son enters into O levels or IGCSE or GCSE, like that. All right, so it depends on the choice of the schools that you are going to send, but of course in homeschooling you are not going to send them in any school. You will appear as a private candidate, your children will appear. So you can choose any subject combination that you have chosen for their future life. It also depends on the interest of the student, where he want to proceed, what he want to pursue in his academic career. Digital literacy is very important in the current era. Digital literacy, some typical parents, orthodox thoughts, occupied by those thoughts, sometimes think that digital literacy means that overuse of digital word. No, it's not like that. It's mean to make them aware of how well use digital resources for their benefit. So this is called digital literacy. Computing, using of computers, solving the problems, how to use those things, basics of that. And art and design, so in art, craft, these are very interesting creative arts. You can also watch many YouTube videos. You can bring books of art for your children. You can assign them different tasks like woodwork, like making toys using other tools, like making flowers from clay paper, and doing coloring and painting. You can use all these activities to engage your children well. Those mothers, here comes the role of mother, how she engages her child with her. And in this case we have often observed, as we have practically applied it into different families, and we have seen wonderful results. There was much stronger bonding and attachment between child and his or her mother, where her mother or his mother focused on them in homeschooling, providing them these activities. And you also need to give them a good feedback. Oh wow, beautiful, you have made this beautiful thing. In this way you have to continuously appreciate them, And the father responsibility lies upon the shoulder of father is that to provide all the necessary things and tools to your child, and also communicate with them, let them realize that you are bringing things for them, you are arranging things for them. Mathematics, then global perspectives, what's going on in the world around them. Music, you can either select it or you can skip it. Well-being, this is very important living in this postmodern era. Not only emotional, psychological, physical, all types of well-being, how to be behave well in the society, all things of emotional intelligence. And you need customized version of this subject for your child when he is 11 to 14 years old. There are many experts on emotional intelligence in these subjects for children. It's very easy to talk on these topics with the adults, but for children, for kids, for teenagers, it's very technical subject that you must consult with some technical experts who will guide you how to inculcate the content of emotional being and emotional intelligence and psychological well-being on your child. What type of conversation you have to choose for your children, what other activities you have to do for your children, like engaging them into gardening and bringing them close to nature will keep their mind fresh. Then science, there are three books at this stage: Science 1, Science 7, Science 8, Science 9. With these titles, you will find the books, but that does not matter. Just see the content in these three books and make it like an interesting story. Just give it like an information. Ask your child to write an assignment or a particular topic, like discuss photosynthesis, different aspects of nature. Like let them have some experiments of science at home. Science is a practical subject, but in many countries in schools it's just a foolish thing. Just the teachers are making their children, and parents are also pushing and supporting the whole framework of schools and teachers without considering the life of their children. That is an important blessing of God, and life is worth living. It's not for just wasting in stupid things. So just memorizing whole chunks of information in science books does not mean that he is learning science. Science is a practical subject. Your child must do experiments. He must think it well, how to create a lemon battery, how to produce electricity, how to do the things with plants and trees, and how human body system is growing, how what is biology, chemistry, and physics, the basics of that, and especially in the practical form, in the form of experience experiments. You can watch many videos on that. The role of parents is very important. You have in homeschooling, you have to engage yourself with your children, not like a dictator, not like a rigid teacher, but as a participant. You have to engage yourself with the children. This is why many parents just want to get rid of the burden. So, your children did not ask you to bring them into this world. You are responsible for your children to be born. You are responsible for your children to be here in this world. So, you must spare time for them, for their upbringing, for their growth. Don't let them into the hands of a typical framework of school and teachers who are mostly just there for job and not for an emotional commitment and dedication. The last thing is lower secondary English. So English as a second language is different, and lower secondary is different. This is of course the first language, and this one is second language. If English is not your first language, you can choose second language. In this subject, the most important thing is your reading and writing skills that will be examined later on in IGCSE level. So you have to be focused on this aspect so that your child will be ready for appearing in IGCSE Cambridge external exams as well in the future. So in you have just to see the components of the syllabus issued by Cambridge available on Cambridge website. So you can just note down or use a good book and make your children do that activity. And the most important thing is reading a variety of English texts. You can make them read novels or good poetry and other English essay, newspaper articles, and other things like that. So this was almost all about lower secondary. You can also engage other like Arabic phonetics, like your local native languages, culture and art and history and those subjects. Many students have interest for poetry, many students have interest for banking, commerce, accounting, IT skills. So along with these subjects, at these sensitive years of your child's grooming, also pay special attention on his moral training, on his ethical grooming, and also on if they are interested in history, in politics. Some children are very keen to the politics, they are very sharp, they are very creative. So you can make them to those things as well. If they are so much interested in gardening and their sports and healthy activities, let them enjoy sunlight, let them enjoy to have fresh air. When they go in morning, I have seen hundreds of my students throughout in my life. In morning they are going to colleges, in evening they are going to academies. They just at early morning they just rush towards their colleges and schools, and in later evening times just going quickly towards the academy, and when they come back home there is dark outside. They don't enjoy fresh air. They don't find time to sit in sunlight. They always spend all hours of the day in closed rooms with the doors closed, no lights, no open daylight. So same is happening with the parents, the fathers, most of them spending hours and hours in jobs and struggling for life, are not spending time in fresh air, are not going to parks with their families, are not going for morning walk with their children. That's damaging the lives of our children. And we think that schools will change the lives of our children. Not at all. Most of the schools are there for business, not for inculcating education and imparting knowledge to our children. This is a responsibility lies upon our shoulders, and time has come when many people, many parents have moved towards homeschooling. If you have not done it, do it now. If you need any consultation, you can consult with subject experts. With each area, for each area, you will find expert. Feel free to ask any question if you have. In the next video, we will discuss the most important section, that is O levels or IGCSE. What is the difference between O levels and IGCSE, and what subjects you have to choose at that stage? What choices do you have? So stay connected with us and keep watching Imad Online Academy. Thanks.